For those of you who are new here, every day I do live videos where I cover everything trading related, from stats to mindset, literally everything that you can think of. So also, if you're new here, please hit subscribe, the button just below, so that you don't miss any of these videos. If you don't know me, I'm Ryan Carruthers from the Betfair Trading Community.com, and I've been trading on Betfair, the exchange on Betfair, about 8-9 years now. And what we do at Betfair Trading Community is we help traders get further faster with our stat software and also our videos and everything on the forum. So on to today's video then. I've retitled these and I'm calling them 30 days of a trader's morning routine. So they will go on for longer than 30 days. I'm more than happy to do that. And I was in bed last night and I was so excited thinking about doing this video. I'm just going to move this camera out of the way so that glare from over there doesn't come in. I'm so excited to do these videos for today, especially because yesterday, if you watched the video, it wasn't a good day. The day before, so yesterday I was a little bit like, right, I'm going to take the day off trading. I'm going to stay away from it. I had a great day yesterday. I got absolutely loads of other stuff done. Got my head completely clear. This morning I've been up, I've been to the gym. I've just had Radio 1 on. They've got some drum and bass tunes on, which was wicked. And it reminded me, I got in the car to drive here and they had Pendulum on. Now, I remember seeing Pendulum a couple of years ago at Leeds Festival. And this bank holiday weekend always reminds me of Leeds because I went to Leeds a couple of times for a couple of years on the trot, and I loved it. So this weekend always reminds me of that. So on to today then. We've got a cracking weekend of sport coming up. It's really exciting. Just so excited to get into this. So what games are you guys looking at? What's your plans for the weekend for the trading? And also, what are you up to? Let's not just keep it all about, hi Frode, how you doing? Let's not just keep it all about trading. Let's have a bit of a laugh with each other as well while we're here. Cool. So everything should be ready to go. I have sent tweets out. I have the forum up. I have the stats up. I'm actually excited to delve into some bits. So yeah, sorry if that paused. My phone rang in the middle of this video. I'm going to get a camera that doesn't do this. Cool, so let's get a cracking on what there is today. So there is a lot of football on today. There is a lot of football, which is quite good. I'm excited. So what can we see? So I'll get my spreadsheet up. I've got pretty much quite a few bits and bobs going on there. Right. Let's start. Let's have a look at, there's a game in Finland that I want to have a look at because I quite like that league. Right. So, let's see how much money is on this one first though. 267, not enough. Not enough money. That is a shame. What else have we got happening today? There's loads of football on. So much football today. We've got the French League. I actually really like trading in the French League as well. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's one of those leagues that you've definitely got to watch. About that I mean actually be watching it live so you can see what's happening. But there's some cracking in-play opportunities. There's looking like some of these games. Right, now I'm just going to get another spreadsheet up. So love my spreadsheets. Okay, I'll play around with this one. So there's a game in Denmark I like the look of. What else have we got? We have some French football. Can I... Oh, and we've got a game in Switzerland. I'm really excited today. Really excited for some of this football. Let's take that one out. Okay, let's have a look at that game in Croatia as well. What I am just doing now, guys, is comparing two of my filters that I have on the stats software, just so that I can get a really good read on potentially what is happening today. So I'm going to move that over to another screen. I'm just going to have a little look to see what we have. So I'm going to compare the two. So do I have... Whoa, it is busy today. First time game on there is 6 o'clock, Denmark. Okay. No. Do we have Nancy? No. Do we have... We have the Troyes one. Okay. So let's have a look at that. Almere. Sparta, Rotterdam. First two games I'm going to look at right now. Let's have a look at the 6 o'clock game in Denmark, shall we? Okay. So we have a game today in Denmark, 6 o'clock. I've just lost it. I love trading in Denmark. It's a cracking league to trade in. Right. What do we have on today? We have Hobro versus Aarhus. Okay. So 0-0 at half time, 40%. Let's check the 0-0 at full time, 20%. It's quite a nice drop. Let's have a look at the scored conceded. Okay, let's look at the sequences. Let's look at home and away, total goals. So so overall we have a second half goal, 80%, which is pretty cool. And in the half time, in the head-to-head, we have a cracking 100% second half goal. Oh, so that might be one that makes the list for the 0-0. It's 0-0 at half time. We might get a nice later draw on that one. I'm going to do some more digging on that, but that is one, the date 24 of the 8th. So 6 p.m. So I'm going to do some more digging on that to really delve into that a little bit more. But that's made my shortlist. Nil, half time, LTD. So that will get some more investigation. I also want to check this Sparta Rotterdam game out, because this Sparta Rotterdam game hits a couple of my filters for goals and some other bits and bobs. Sparta Rotterdam. Especially when you look at 3 average goals in that Hobro game. Okay, so average goals in the Sparta Rotterdam, 4.2. Massive. Absolutely massive. Okay, I've just put the comments back on now so I can see them. So Sparta Rotterdam, 4.2 average goals. Looks pretty good, that. Overall, 95% stat of an over 0.5 in the second half. Half-time score. 10%. 0-0 at half time, 10%. Fantastic. Drops to 0% at full time. Okay, but the stat then that I do quite like, there's two. There's two I like there. So half time, Sparta Rotterdam, this game kicks off at 7 p.m. today, is 0-0 at half time, 10%, which is too low. We don't really like that. The 1-0 to Sparta Rotterdam, 20%, and the 1-1, 30%. So if we double check that, that drops to 1-0, 5%, and 1-1, 0%. So that game, with the 4.2 average goals, is going to make it onto the list. So 7 p.m. Sparta are versus Volendam. Okay, so if that is 1-0 or 1-1 at half time, that's going to be the current score. So for these trades to actually happen, there's got to be, as I keep reiterating, there's got to be action in this game. So at half time, I'm going to get these are now added to my flash scores. Go through them at half time, and I will start looking at what's happened in the game, try to build up a bit of a picture for that, shots on target, pressure indicators, all of those kinds of things. That's what I'm looking for. We're going to then take that in play. We're going to wait. So I'm not getting involved straight away. I'm going to wait probably till around 60 minutes or so, 65 minutes. And I'm waiting to see for shots on target, how that game is looking, so pressure indicators, dangerous attacks. Where do I get my in-play stats? So I use a combination of flash scores and Bet365 and also Betfair. At Betfair Trading Community, we are working on potentially towards the end of the year an in-play kind of stats add-on to the software. But yeah, I use Bet365, flash scores, and Betfair, because then between all of those, I feel like I can gain a good view of the game, and also I will try and find a feed for the match if I can. If I can't get the I will try and find a feed to watch the match so I can see it. If I can't do that, then I use those three websites. Just having another look through some of the other games. I don't know what else is sort of screaming out to me. The Bayern Munich Hoffenheim one, potentially, but I don't. They've had the first game in Bundesliga, so I'm not massively wanting to get involved in that. Okay, so another one, Eindhoven FC versus Go Ahead Eagles, which is a fantastic name for a football team, don't you think? I feel like we need to do a Football Manager season or a couple of seasons with that team, because that's a cracking name. So the average goals scored per match is 3.85, which is very, very high. Just seeing if they're on my 0-0 sheet. Okay, 1.85 goals average in the second half, which is very good for what I'm trying to achieve. We have a 0-0 of 15%, a 1-0 of 5%, and a 0-1 of 25%. When I compare that, that drops to 5% for everything. So the main scores I'm going to be looking at there are 0-0 and 0-1. Okay, and then they drop. So 0-0, 0-1. So if Go Ahead Eagles are leading, or it is a ball draw, that might be a nice one. Let's have a look at the overs and the unders. Head-to-head, 67% chance of a goal head-to-head in the second half, which is good, but not as high as I would like it, so I'm going to leave that one alone. What else is there? We've got Liga 2. C. Okay, now let's have a look and see what I can find in the pre-match stuff. Has anybody spotted any pre-match potential today? I'm going to just have a little look to see what I can find. I've got it. I have a filter set up so it will give me the games. Oh. Okay, just before I do that, I've just spotted something on my sheet that might want to be further investigated. Okay, so let's have a look. So let's go into Telstar first. So I'm going to have a look at the Telstar game. Spotted this on my sheet that the form for Telstar, I played one game, it comes back from the last one. And then Bosch. No. I'm going to leave that one alone. I spotted something on the sheet, but no, there's not enough data for it. I prefer to just take those games in play and then I can actually see what's happening. So today, the pre-match trades I've got narrowed down. La Liga Championship, there's 2 in La Liga, 1 in the Championship, and 1 in France. So I'm just going to run through the figures here. Did everybody find getting to the video okay on YouTube as well? Because I've moved it over to YouTube instead of Facebook today. I know we've had quite a lot of feedback about these videos, which has been amazing. It's great. I would absolutely love it. Imagine if we had 500 people on these. Frode is on Real Sociedad for 2.6. Do you know what? You got on that? Oh, 2.3, sorry. Well played. And that's actually on the sheet. I'm about to have a look at that. And I bet that's going to be one. So, yes, wouldn't it be great if we had like 500 people on these every morning or watching them back live, getting people involved in these and having some cracking discussions about trading? Because, as I keep saying, I've learned so much from the community on the forum. So it would be amazing to get more and more people on these so we can all learn more together and also have a bit of fun, because it's a bit of a laugh doing these videos, to be honest. Right, okay, let's get some more rows. Equals that minus. Hello. Welcome to the video, buddy. Thank you for watching. What is that one? So I'm going to check Getafe out and the Real Sociedad game. They're the ones that have been highlighted with a difference on the sheet. So, Sociedad. Yep, Frode, you are correct. So a cheeky pre-match trade on Sociedad looks a pretty good one actually. 2.3. It's now 2.28. So I'm going to have a pre-match trade on Sociedad. Pre-match. Real. So normal Normal rules. What am I on about? Normal rules stand on that. 3 ticks out stop loss. Backing it right now at 2.28, and I will monitor that throughout the day. I am also looking at this Getafe game because it's 2.6. There is a difference of 19. And when I say difference, that is the difference between the amount matched, the percentage amount matched, incomparable to their odds in a percentage format. So Getafe is it's just holding its own. Just up, down, which actually does bring us into another way of trading, which I'm just going to then double check. Oh, yes, so we've got loads there. Paris Saint-Germain will probably be one of that today. No, Juventus. Let's check Juventus out. So Getafe is a no-go today, guys. For me, it's just that Real Sociedad game. I am just going to have a look at this Juventus one as well. No. Bayern Munich are the one. Bayern Munich. So another way I quite like to trade is on really, really heavy favourites. You will see their graph. It's really compressed. And it's just up a tick, down a tick, 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 like that. And that will go on all day. So Bayern Munich currently today, we have them at 1.23. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place a back bet at 1.24. Just one tick higher. If it gets matched, I'll straight away place a lay for 1.23. So I'm getting in at 1.24 and out at 1.23, and that I will do all day long, just all day long. If it moves a tick against me, I'll get out and I'll write it off as a loss. But when the graph's like that, it's really compressed and it's dead straight as well. It's really straight, and it's just up, down, 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 all day long. You can get involved in those. And that is fantastic, especially when there's £128,000 matched already on this Bayern Munich game. So that up, down all day, I can get in and out all day long for quite good stakes as well. Few £100, and then it will add up over the course of the day, which is a cracker. I'm just going to make a note of that as well. So we have the Bayern. Yeah, so that's going to be probably the basis of some of my trading for today. Interesting to know what you guys are looking at, what you guys are going to be using today. I'm also thinking about potentially theming these morning videos as months as well. So for 30-day periods, it's we'll do it as this kind of thing, and then maybe next month we'll do a different theme potentially. I really don't know. This is all going to come back from the feedback from you guys. So again, if you do love these videos, please hit subscribe below, and also tell your friends about them. And any comments, I will personally answer every single one of them. I'm just gonna have a little go, just check around the community, see what is happening on BTC, to see if there's anything that I've missed. So that Bayern Munich trade, I call it a one tick recycle, because basically you get one tick, you recycle it. You get one tick, you recycle it. You get one tick, you recycle it, and you keep going 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 all throughout the day. And I can spot those now quite quickly. Years and years of doing them, I can can spot them pretty quickly. And then just looking at, so tomorrow already, I think Man City might work for that method tomorrow. So that might be one for you guys just to keep your eye on. It's a discussion on the forum about. It's a discussion on the forum about risk versus reward. I think I know this one. This is the one chatting about. Okay, I'm going to get this up. So. This was where one of the members spoke about a trader who he watched aims for a risk reward of 1-to-1 at the least. And they're talking about I'm just going to reread that just so I've got it clear again. I completely agree with what one of the other members said, that everything comes down to strike rate and price. Assuming that you've got a 1-to-1 return, if you figure out a strategy that returns winning trades 80% of the time, there's no way that you need 1-to-1. And if you're backing long odds, especially horses, you'd expect long losing runs. Strike rate and price are the two critical variables in any strategy. I completely agree with that. So my strike rate on the tennis and the football is both over 80%. So I don't need the 1-to-1 return. I'm quite happy with a 30% return on my stake. It's always protected anyway. I think a 1-to-1 return it's not really trading in essence, potentially, because that's a high risk as well to leave your money in the market to try and get the one return. If you're straight betting, then you need value on your side to do that, to aim for that 1-to-1 return. Then I kind of get that. But when you're trading, it's small incremental wins over a long period of time with a high strike rate. So if you've got an 80% plus strike rate, you don't really need to worry about the 1-to-1, which is what one of the members has said, and that's what I definitely agree with. And it'd be good to hear what you guys think on that as well, especially you who asked the question, because I know that you are a very, very good trader. So it'd be interesting to know what your thoughts are on that. But I just know for me that with my tennis as well, the way that I do trade, I sometimes get a hell of a lot more than 30%. Sometimes I do get close up to 1, but I don't go in thinking that. I think that might cloud my judgment if I go in thinking I've got to get to that 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I'm putting in X. I want that X to match that X. That's going to be quite tricky with some markets on Betfair. And a lot has got to happen for you to get either the odds high enough or the odds low enough to get the 1-for-1 return. But this is the greatest thing about trading as well. That all of you guys watching this and me, I could give you a trade and we would all think about that trade very, very differently, because we're all different people, we all go through different thought processes, everything would be different for that trade. So there is no one size fits all. It's about you guys and how you feel in the markets and how you handle the speed of the markets. And that's always something I do say to new traders is, have a go at in play, have a go at pre-match, pre-race, all of those kinds of things, and find out what works best for you. No, literally, what I started doing after some trades is writing down how I felt in that moment and in that trade to see if I could spot patterns. And I think it's a really good exercise to do. So if you are pre-race trading, at the end of your trading session, write down how you felt, the kind of fears you had, the kind of highs you had, the lows you had, where else your mind was going, and then see if that fits a pattern for all other types of trades that you're doing. and then from there you can probably shortlist what works best for you, and then you can also start comparing that to your profitability, and then you know where your weaknesses are, and then I think you can analyze when those sort of seeds of doubt come in. If you've got a list of things that you're worrying about and then a list of trades that you've lost money on, and there is a common theme between those losing trades and those things you're worrying about, then you know that if you can eradicate that, you might be a little bit more profitable. Or and then if you've got winning trades and then you feel good about those trades and this is why, then you can take that into your trading. But yeah, coming back to the original question, I don't look at a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, unless it would be a some set and forget stuff, because potentially then I'd look at a 1 point risk to a 1 point gain for set and forget, depending on the strike rate. But I wouldn't aim for a risk reward of 1-to-1 on every trade, because I think that could be quite tough. So that is the football for today. I never know how long to keep these videos. Really, I don't. I'm just gonna check one more thing. Okay, so shall we have a quick look at the tennis while I've got you guys here? Let's have, oh, it's quieter today on that. Tell you one thing I have noticed. Eugenie Bouchard's stats over the last few weeks have really come up. Now, all you guys know that I have a bit of a soft spot for Jeannie Bouchard. Not because of the way she plays tennis. I just think it's quite a shame, because when she came onto the tennis circuit, she hit the ball hard. She had a great serve. She was, tennis was her main goal, and it seems to be a little bit now that some of the endorsements of tennis are taking precedent for her. So, Fro, do you like the Carino Busto 0, 30, 40? 30 and 40 stat? Yes, I agree with you there, because if you've said it, I know it's going to be right, and you've definitely checked your stats. The 1 set, 1 loss next game, there isn't really anybody. The 3-3-4-4 brings up Jeannie Bouchard. So the 3-3-4-4 is, in the first set, if the score is 3-3 or 4-4, then you lay the favourite player. So in this case, you would lay Eugenie Bouchard, and then the whole mindset around it is that they can write that set off and cut, because it's a tough set for them right now. Their opponent is serving really well. They're putting them under pressure, etc., etc. They can write that set off, come back, start fresh, and smash the next set, the second set. But what I find does happen quite a lot is you don't need that. You don't need the first set to go your way to get a profit. You just need the threat of a break, which is quite nice. So Jeannie Bouchard is on there today because she fits the odds criteria. She's probably the only one that I would look at anyway for that. So on the 3-3-4-4, I would wait to it being 4-4 first set. So if it's first set 3, we're going to put 4-4. I would lay Bouchard. Cool. So that is a couple of sort of nice ways of trading. I do have quite a few ways like that where it's quite simple, it's quite easy. You're going to take the ticks, and then what I will then go and do is I'll now start going really deep into some other ways of trading and line up some big trades for the day. But I've got a couple of nice trades with the 6 p.m. Hobro game, the 7 p.m. Sparta, a couple of pre-match ones with the Real Sociedad, and the market mover with Bayern Munich. One on there as well. So Real Sociedad is still at 2.28. So yeah, that's another. That's day one of the newly titled morning chats with morning routine with Trader. Hopefully you all got something out of that. Again, if you do like these videos, please share them. I'm going to put them up as well on the Facebook page, so there'll be a link going back to these videos. And if you've got any questions, please pop them in the comments below. And yeah, I'm going to hang around for a couple of minutes. So if you've got questions, now is the time to get them in. Or if you do have any trades that you were sort of thinking about, then please pop them in the comments as well. And while you've got me, I will see what stats I can pull up on them. And see where we can go with it, really. Like I say, I was late, any replay. Yes, the great thing about doing these on YouTube is that they will automatically be added to the channel. So I will probably go into the channel and look to set it up a little bit differently so that we have these as series, so it doesn't get mixed up. But yeah, they're all on the channel. I did one yesterday. I didn't talk about any stats. I spoke about how I handle losing days, because it wasn't a good day on Wednesday. But yeah, I'm buzzing to be back on trading today. And I had, like I say, I had the radio on before, and I was literally in this room, and it was proper rocking. I was loving it. I was very excited to do this video as well. So, just checking. Thanks, you've learned something already. Cool. What did you learn? I just love it to find out what you learned and what you took on for a newbie. What strategy would you recommend to start with? That's a good question. On which sport? Because there's loads of different strategies. For me, I think one of the easiest strategies for football is still the Bayern game, one tick at a time. Yeah. So that's a cracking way of trading. So an easy strategy for a newbie in football, I would look at some half-time lay the draws, because there's websites out there that will give you stats for free. So it's a little bit more time intensive than using the BTC stats, because we can give you those criteria every day and just give you a list. But you can go through stats there. You can get stats where you found games where you think it's going to be 0-0 or 1-1 at half time, high percentage, and then check for that drop. So if you've got a high percentage chance at 0-0 at half time, but then a lower percentage at full time, so half time, full time is like that, then there's a good gap there. And then start to pick apart those stats. Start to think about. So for every newbie, I would always ask them to get a notepad, right? Write down the trade at the top that they are thinking. So we're currently looking at the Hobro versus our house 0-0 half-time lay the draw. And then write down everything that you think would have to happen for that to be a winning trade. And then start putting lines through them. So you find the information. So the strikers need to be playing who score the most goals. Okay, cool. They are playing. Line through it. There needs to be lots of goal action. Okay, there is. Line through it. And then once all of those things have happened, then you can get involved, and that's gonna do sort of one of two things. Number one, it's going to teach you to start looking for stats and start to formulate a picture in your mind of how that game is going to go or potentially go. And then number two, it's going to make you start questioning why you're doing the trade. So you're going to be looking for reasons not to do it. So you're going to be detail orientated, heavy detail, looking for things and starting to think a little bit more like a trader. So that's definitely the strategy that I would probably start with for most people. Either that or looking at finding good under 2.5 opportunities. So basically scalping, well, not scalping, you're dragging the trade out slightly, but getting involved in the game straight from kickoff and probably getting out at 15 to 20 minutes. So finding games where the under 2.5% chance is high, and because that market moves quite fast, especially in play, and then backing under 2.5 and then getting out 15 to 20 minutes. And the process is exactly the same with what I've just described. What has to happen for this trade to be profitable? So no goals. Okay, so what's the historical data telling us for that? Okay, what's the in-play data telling us? It's all the time you're constantly thinking about your trade. So hopefully that helps. And yeah, I will not be around until, oh man, I'm away on Monday. Oh, gutted. So I might not be able to do a video on Monday. I will take some of the setup with me so that if I am available, I can do it if I can get Wi-Fi, but I am in a valley, so there won't be much Wi-Fi, but I will definitely be back on Tuesday. So I hope you guys have a fantastic bank holiday weekend, and you stay safe trading, and you think about those kinds of things that we've discussed today, what has to happen for those trades to be profitable. And I will be heading straight over to the forum now, so if anyone wants to continue this discussion, that's where I'll be. So yeah, have a great weekend, guys, and I will see you all very, very soon.